But listen up, Manchester United and Chelsea fans, what do you make of this? The two clubs are considering a swap deal.
In terms of Garnacho, where are we with him at the moment? Because it's a conundrum for them. He's been arguably one of their best players, and Manchester United are in need of good players, and yet that man looks like he could be heading out the door.
Yeah. Garnacho never actually had the intention, or it wasn't a thought, to leave Manchester United in this window. Then there were reports that the club would consider selling him because he'd be banked as pure profit, and so for the right price he could solve a lot of financial woes. And after those reports, his representatives received a bunch of inquiries about him, and so then they thought, well, he's got to consider his options and his long-term future, because if they're willing to sell him at the right price, is he really part of Ruben Amorim's plans? I think what he's actually done is, over the last few games, he's shown a willingness to adapt. He's improved his defensive duties. So I do think that he's showing that if he stays, he can find a way to work in Amorim's system, which is the opposite of Marcus Rashford, because they were both dropped from that squad against Manchester City for Amorim not being happy with their professionalism. Rashford's not been involved since. He was an unused substitute to make up the numbers once, but Garnacho, Amorim's happy with what he's seen from him and has included him and played him and has spoken quite highly of him. Napoli and Chelsea interested in him. Napoli haven't engaged United about him yet. Chelsea haven't engaged United about him yet. Napoli think he's too expensive, so are considering other options. It's one that could be decided quite late on in the window.
It's interesting about his work, because I know Paul Merson was sort of saying yesterday about what he felt Garnacho was worth in terms of millions. But what do you think of the situation of him possibly even going? Because, like I say, his statistics show that actually he's a really valuable player for them.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see the justification. Because here's the thing. If he's good enough for Chelsea, why is he not good enough for Manchester United? Why are you not looking at other players that you can sacrifice? Now, the argument...
have other issues that they need to solve,
exactly.
so why are they even looking at Garnacho?
I totally agree. I think as far as Garnacho is concerned, £70 million, quite justifiably, United turned their noses up at Jared Branthwaite when Everton quoted him £70 million for that defender, and they've been vindicated on that. I'm not so sure that Garnacho is £70 million worth of player, and it's an indication as to why some clubs look abroad instead of staying in this country. He's a good player, he's going to get even better, but £70 million, that's a whole lot of money.
But also, it's a week left. They sell Garnacho, what are they going to do? That's a vacuum, unless they do this swap deal with Nkunku.
And there's a really good piece by, I think it's Sam, who talks about the fact that they're going to leave themselves in a little bit of a conundrum up front if they were to surrender a player who could slot into the system Amorim's trying to play.
Yeah, it's fascinating.